first thing first, I just like to clarify that it's not a war between a Christian and Hindu. And secondly, I want to clarify that it is not a war between the Meiteis and the tribals. The tribals are condemning the Manipur government for their negligence, for their biasing and everything, which they hold the majority power to the valley and given some minority power to the hills, and a less interest is shown to the hills. That is the main reason why we are condemning the Manipur government. We are not condemning, we are not fighting against the Manipuris or the Meiteis, but we are fighting against the Manipur government, and there is no such thing that it is a war broke down between the Christianity and the Hindu, or the Meiteis and the tribe. It was on the fateful day of the 3rd May that this violence broke out, and on that day we know that something bad is going to happen. And on the same day, many news were heard that many churches were burned, were destroyed, and every object were burned and destroyed. And since we couldn't have any time to escape from that place, we, on the next day, that is the 4th May, we leave our hostel. We leave our hostel, that is the NIT hostel, to 1st MR military camp. And as soon as we reach the military camp, there are many people, more than 2,000 people were already there. 2,000 tribal people were already there in the camp. They were reaching the camp on the 3rd May itself. So in this point of time, the tribal people who were taking shelter at military camp drastically increases each and every hour, because from different places, different institute, people take shelter in the military camp. And now the military camp where they take shelter is sort of fooding, sort of drinking water, and hygienic, sort of hygienic. And we are so scared that the people who are left behind might face this difficulty, and even if they are not being killed by, they can be also killed by starvation also.
On the 3 March 2023, I can hear explosion and bombs from my home, like few distance from my home. But I was like thinking maybe they are burning churches again, or maybe they are burning something. So we still stayed in our homes, and I was having fever also that time. So I tried to sleep around 1 or 2 a.m. Then, but I heard some two-wheelers going around in our road in front of our house untimely. So I just woke up and contacted my neighbors and asked them, what should we do? Should we pack and run? And they were like, let's wait and see. They are burning churches only. Maybe we are safe. And then in the end, he suddenly said, my neighbor, he suddenly said, let's go pack your things. And then I started packing around 4 a.m. And I don't want to wake up my son that time because he's still very little.
How old is your son?
My son is 5 years. And my mom is also diabetic, and so I want them to rest. And I pack our things like very essential, his 2-3 half pants and 2-3 t-shirt. And I tried to pack my things, but I didn't. In the end, I didn't pack anything for myself, and I packed his medicine because he was having high fever that time, high fever, continuous fever. So I packed his medicine, and I tried to take as much as possible. But how much can I carry? So I carried my son, and I contacted my neighbors, and I asked one neighbor. He was ready to come with me, but his wife was trying to go to office. And I told him, don't let her go to office because this is not a good time. We have to go to army camp or else we will not be safe. And then finally I convinced him, and then he came to drive my car, and then I went out with him to army camp. We reached there around maybe 8, 9, and then the army were asking us, "Who sent you here?" And but anyway, we entered because we were scared for our lives. And after some time reaching in the army camp, I heard that my neighbor just behind our lane, like only one road is separating our house from them. Like the mother and son were pulled out from their car by Meitei women and beaten to death. And the mother is in ICU, and no one is taking care of her, because if someone went and take care of her, then that person's life will be in danger again. So there is no one to take care of her also. And in camp, so we reached with very little stuff with us, and there were houses, small houses there. So we just entered the house, and so many people didn't even get the house. So many just sleep in the open. We slept inside the house, and on the house there was nothing floor. But luckily for us, the army, they have kept some cloth which they use, no, like hard one. They put it there. It's very dirty, and our kids are very sick. But still, we have to let them sleep on that floor. And 3 families, including my neighbor just opposite to mine, and another family, around 7, 8, 9, 10, 13 people. We slept in a 6 square foot area. Like we slept like this. Some were sitting, some were carrying our babies, and we slept like that. And I carried 3 bottle. I carried 3 bottle of water with me on that day, and we rationed it because there is no drinking water available also. And the army have 1 RO, but the water was coming in very little amount, and so many people were also there. Maybe if I went there, there's like the place is full of people. So it may be around 2,000 approximately, and so many children and pregnant women and newborn around 7 days old also is there. 1 month, 2 month babies, 5-year-old kids, 6-year-old kids. So many kids and children are there. And the army people, they give us their ration food. They cook with dal, which they call khichdi, and then give us in small portion, because they won't be able to provide for like the whole people for enough for our like to satisfy our hunger. No? So they give us enough to survive. We give first to our babies, like to the kids, and then they add some. After that, whatever is left over, we eat. And the army also tried their best, but the surprising thing is, Manipur government didn't give us even food, water. They act as if they don't know what is happening, and the army are also eating what they are giving us. They are also eating khichdi. We are also eating khichdi. They are also not eating like full to their stomach. No, we are also eating just enough to survive, and we are drinking little as possible in this heat. Like during summer, we need to drink 3-4 bottles, but I have 3 bottles for 3 people. So we give the maximum to the baby, and whatever is left, we take sip. When we are so thirsty, we took a sip. We didn't even go to toilet also. Like there is no, forget about washing and all. There is no drinking water. We didn't take bath for the whole time. We didn't go for washing up also. If you want to wash your face, you just take few drops of water and then just rub your eyes. That is what we did. And we didn't change our clothes also. We were what we were wearing the whole time. Didn't change from head to toe. No bathing, no clothing change. Even my baby, I was afraid to change his clothes because there is no place to wash his clothes and to dry his clothes also. So he keep on wearing the same thing. And then we came out with slippers and short pants and t-shirt. And even when we were protected by the army's locals, the locals Meitei Manipuri, they were trying to attack our camps. We can hear shouts, and like maybe it could be gas it could be something, but some explosion were there. And but the army successfully protected us till that time. But it felt like a year already has passed. Like we were like we stayed there for only 2 nights, but there are so many people stuck there even today. If the Manipur government is not doing anything to evacuate them, plus like to provide food and the essential water and all, forget about the clothes and all, the medicine, they are not even providing essential items, especially water and food. And they are not trying to evacuate all the people also. They are not trying to do anything. So I want the central government to intervene, or at least the neighboring government to intervene to take out all the people who are stranded there in Imphal, to take out from them, to bring them to safety, and to help. Like we don't know anything when we were in Imphal because our net or shut down, no Wi-Fi was there. But when I reached here, I heard that tribals are doing all these things. But in fact, tribals are the one who are suffering. Our houses are looted first. They'll come with a big truck. They'll take out everything, and they didn't even leave baby soap also. They'll take out everything. They'll put it in the truck, and after putting everything in the truck, they'll choose whatever they want, and after putting, they'll burn the house. One house they burned, okay, and then after burning, they were not satisfied, so they went again, took out whatever is not burned, and then burn it again. And I will not disclose the name and the place. And the other thing is, so many things are there, but it's so difficult for me to say also.
So you are speaking about the government not providing ration for the displaced tribals, no?
Yes.
So would you like to elaborate on that? And we're also hearing that ARs are not, the Assam rifles are also not being provided ration. So what do you think will happen to them if the center doesn't intervene soon?
It looks like the government knowingly wants to starve the armies and the people stranded there in Imphal. Not only that, they are doing the same thing to Churachandpur district. They are cutting off their ATM. They are cutting off the supply from Imphal. They want them to die without, I think they want them to die of starvation. This is what their agenda, as far as, like, as a common people I can see. But what the central government should do is stop them from this brutality and to provide food for the army as well as for the people, and to end this war or it will escalate.
Okay, so we're hearing about the death rates now, either 20 or 40. Do you think there is more?
In district hospitals and in RIMS also, we heard so many main bodies. It's not like bodies, it's main brutally beyond recognition. So many bodies like coming in, so many. Word cannot describe. And the media is not doing anything. They are trying to cover what the Meitei Manipuri are doing to tribals. They are not even covering all those things. They just want to cover. They just killed so many people already, and the death toll will rise day by day if nothing is done. If the central government is silent and let them go loose, because the Manipur government is letting them go loose.
Violence was started, as per our knowledge, violence was started on the 3rd May. And therefore, on the 3rd May of this day, on this fateful day, we don't have any choice but to leave our hostel. So if we haven't leave our hostel, then our life is at stake. We know that our life is at stake, but we have no choice. Therefore, we talk among each other how to leave this area, and that day we couldn't make our escape. We couldn't escape that day. However, on that 3rd of May, on the next day, that is the 4th of May, we were dropped to first MR, Manipur rifle. And after reaching Manipur rifle, there were tons of many people who were already being there the day before, that is on 3rd of May. And as we reached there, we could understand the scenario that there is a lack of fooding, and not only fooding, the drinking water is also, there is a scarcity of water as well as the scarcity of food. And moreover, there is no hygienic in that place. And we couldn't expect there will be hygienic because the place, that is the first MR, it is surrounded by the protesters all over the boundaries. We could see 2, 3, 4 smokes, burning of houses or tires, and we are not sure what is really happening. We heard a bomb blast. We have heard many people shouting. That time, we know that our life is at stake. But since as an innocent student, we have no choice, we have no authority, we don't know what is happening. The first MR people, they say you will be okay. However, we didn't see anyone who is safeguarding us. There may be outside, but there is no assurance that they can protect us. And moreover, there in that first MR, there are many innocent child, more than 1,000 innocent child. And as per the day 3 of first MR, it was recorded about 5,000 refugees are there who are taking shelter in first MR. And moreover, I like to add that the situation, luckily we have come out and survived. However, there are tons of many people who are still in risking their life staying in first MR. And one more thing I would like to add is there are many army planes, cargo planes coming in. However, we have seen the planes arriving. However, we cannot see any paramilitary forces coming in our area and protecting us. That doubt us whether they are really coming for us or they are really going to some other place protecting the VIPs or protecting the other community from another community. By that I mean we are in a doubtful situation where the paramilitaries are used by the Meitei community to get protection from tribal community. Every residence as well as every tribal charges. They were burning down houses, they were looting they did not leave the house without unturning all the objects which is there at the residence. They took the good properties of which is present in the house, like if they have found any good thing that they can use, they just stole it for their personal use. And they have burned dozens of vehicles, and moreover they just rush in each and every residence. They just snatch the door, they just kick the door open, and they looted everything. They burned down the original documents of every tribal people, thinking that burning those documents may lead to a gap in their future career. And moreover, they also destroy not only the object, they do not leave the domesticated animals there. They even kill the domesticated animals which were reared by the tribal people. There is someone, but we since we are students, we don't know who, but it seems like the deploying of those paramilitary, there is some sort of politics, but we don't know how it is being functioned. But we believe that there is someone who is controlling everything and exaggerating things. The Sam Rifle are very generous to us because they have given 1/3% of their fooding for the refugees who are camping there. Because the refugee, when we talk about the refugees, there are many innocent childs, a baby of 2 or 3 months only also, and it's very hard. And during our time, we even sacrifice our food for the mother and the baby also. So according to the statement, it was true that the army, they have cut off their food. They have cut maybe 1/3, or I don't know the ratio, but they have given us their part of their food to the refugee. Yes, we have booked our flight tickets, and the next day, and on the same day, they have collected some names for those who are planning to go for airlines. So we have given the list of them, and the next day they have given us 2 MST bus, Manipur State Transport buses. In that Manipur State buses also, it is a limited number. That is why it is not sufficient for all of us who book the tickets. And moreover, those who book the tickets also, there is no certain or guarantee that they may reach the airport safely, because on the way something may happen at any time, and we are risking our life to go to the airport.
And how did you reach Manipur?
Yes, and from the airport we boarded and we reached to Tezu Arunachal airport. From there we came by train Tinsukia, from Tinsukia railway station through Dimapur station, and luckily, fortunately, we are here safely. Now, growth is not in our mind, only saving our life is what matters. Many of us, we don't have any wallets. We just came in cashless, and moreover, many of us, we just came barely without anything, and we reached here safely. That's what matters the most. We don't have any spare clothes, we don't have any documents along with us. It's just that we reach here physically, barely. Evacuating a place is a risky thing, first of all, and we're risking our life everywhere we go. And when we boarded, whenever those people who boarded the Assam Rifle vehicle to be excavated, they are still risking their life. So, to those who are on their way to Kangpokpi, they were stopped at Sumnu. They are stopped at Sekmai. I'm sorry, they are stopped at Sekmai. And many hours were intervened. They go through many documentation, whether they are really from Kangpokpi. If not, then what is the next step? That is the scariest thing. And in case if there happens to be the tribal who are not from Kangpokpi, their life is at risk. Therefore, that is the incident which is very risky and which I will never forget throughout my life. The paramilitaries were driving each and every hour. However, the situation seems to be the same, and therefore I appeal to the central government that to please give the authority to do their job as instructed accordingly. Because many Indian Army Assam Rifle have arrived. However, they are very lessly seen, and in the Assam Rifle who have arrived, they were not seen in the sensitive areas. There might be somewhere, but they are not seen in the most required part of the area. And I appeal to the central government to please look into this matter, and to please instruct the forces to be deployed in the sensitive area to give protection, to give additional security. And moreover, I like to request the neighboring states to please help us, because now time is all what is matter. Each and every the more it get delayed, the more people, civilian, get killed. And it's not that the armed forces are fighting. It's between it not only covers those armed forces. It's there are many precious lives which their innocent people have. There are many babies, there are many children, there are many innocent civilians. I'd like to appeal the neighboring state to please help us, to please intervene us, to please make a way for our survival, and the central government too.
On 3rd May, maybe around 5 something, we have seen a video that they are in the guns were in the MU gate. And then they broke the MU gate and come into the hostel and attacked the hostel, a ladies hostel. And then some were even taken out from their room under their bed. They snatched with their hand, some were with their leg, and then they cry like anything. So they just leave it for the time being, and then they still attack another hostel. And after that, on the midnight, we were rescued by the Assam Rifle. And then even some of us were rescued, some were still were attacked when they were rescued by the Assam Rifle. And then some of them they just attacked him from the Assam Rifle, in front of the Assam Rifle, and some even got snatched. Even their legs were cut with knife. So, and after that, they even come to our hostel and then took all our documents, and then they burned it, even our property, all the tribal property that is, and then we do not even have the time to take even our clothes. We're just come with whatever we wear. And then we spend the night in that Assam Rifle camp. And from on that 4 morning, the first, through the Manipur police, first MR, they keep it. They bring to the first MR camp, and we stay there up to 5th May. And then on 6th May morning, the bus came and they escorted to the airport, and then from the airport we reached the Arunachal Pradesh airport, and from that airport we came by Ungar, and then at the Assam police railway station we came by train and reached Dimapur here. And then right now women we are in there very they did not even care us. It's even us, we suffer. And then our life was in between life and death. So we're so much in panic. We don't know. We don't even have a clear mind at the situation. And then we're just running for our life. And then even not only that, even they attack the water. And then they smash everything. Not even as nothing to take. And then even they attack the caretaker. That is only in Manipur University Ladies Hostel. We have only one tribal who is warden and caretaker. Even that they attack her room, burn down all the property of the university that she kept. It includes the student profile and all those things, and even they burn her property. Only that hostel is, because she is a tribal, so they attack only her property and that caretaker room. And all the others hostel where the warden and the caretaker are Métis, so they did not attack it and leave it. But then all the tribals documents and all the tribal property are attacked by the guns on every hostel. And then even on our hostel they attack twice. Once they come for identity proof, and then they leave the Métis, and then again they came back again to snatch the property. So we're in such a panic, and then we just run for our life.
Okay.